So, I had a whole situation going on where my proctor did not show up for my CPC exam. Like, didn't join my session. I waited like a half an hour after I was supposed to be taking my exam. I couldn't wait any
The
longer.
whole thing, I explained how my proctor didn't show up for my CPC exam. Now there's a new set of code books, and I am able to borrow a CPT coding book from one of my friends who does coding, but that's the only book he uses. Now I'm curious, because I've been looking it up, and it says it's okay as long as you're not writing like test specific like questions or anything down. But I can't afford to get the new ICD-10-CM book or the new HCPCS Level 2 code book for 2023. Like, it's over $200 for the set of books. And I just want to confirm, like, is it okay that I strike out deleted codes and write in new codes? I know it's going to take forever. There's over 1,100 new ICD-CM codes. Is it allowed for the CPC exam to have those written in?
So I don't know how to stitch, and I don't know how to duet, and I don't know how to get her voice off the recording if I do duet and then put my voice over the top so you can hear me. So I'm doing it this way. So sorry. And I don't know how to tag. I've been on TikTok for 2 years and I don't know how to do anything, but I'm sorry about that. But absolutely, you're able to write in your books. Now, will those 1,100 new codes, one of them be on the exam? The likelihood, no. Also, you only have 5 questions for the ICD-10 book, and you only have 3 for hip picks. The rest are going to be CPT. That's where the crux of your exam is really going to be at. So, would I worry about this? No. And if you did want to worry about it and you did want to write them in, this is how I do it. ICD-10 is pretty predictable on most coding exams. Be sure you know sepsis. Be sure you know some blood disorders. Like I've got this one for the histoplasmosis, a little example right here of how you would code it if a patient had it. You can absolutely write coding examples in your book along with changing codes and stuff, whatever you need to do. Other things you might want to know is if there's any abnormal injury codes that might be on there: OB/GYN, hypertension, kidney disease, and sorry, my cat is eating the that's it, adverse reactions for medications. But I don't think there's any codes that are updated in those areas except for OB. There's a couple of new diagnosis codes in OB. Probably the biggest stack is right there in OB. Don't worry about the V codes. There's a huge stack of those. The external causes, you're not going to need it. But just maybe some of the OB codes I would add. In addition, proctors are not going to be looking through your book and reading what you have written in your books. They're just going to have you shake them out like that with the spine. And then they're going to just have you show the camera like this and do this. That's all they're going to do. They aren't going to care about your handwriting. They just want to see that you don't have any extra additional space paper inside here that you've made notes on where you stapled or put any extra paper in. But Lord knows you can write in your book all you want. It doesn't matter what you have in there. I wish you the best of luck on Monday, and I hope you fixed your out-of-code sequences. I hope you fixed your eaches, your open and closed procedures, which is super helpful, and also underlined percutaneous. That's super helpful during the exam. Adding the functions to each of the anatomy pictures in your CPT book is super helpful. Writing the one-word differences underneath every single code, especially if the codes all start off with the same word, like excision, excision, excision. Writing those one-word differences so you don't have to evaluate it during the exam is super helpful. And adding any clinical examples down at the bottom if you wanted to is super helpful too, especially if they have modifiers or extra things that can make some changes and differences. Moving modifiers from the hip picks books over to the sections is super helpful. Moving rules and guidelines over to specific codes is helpful also. And lastly, when a guideline tells you certain codes include interpretation and ultrasounds or radiology, it's real helpful to go to each one of those codes and move that information to the codes, because you never know. And they're scattered throughout the entire book, and you're not going to have time to go back to those guidelines to find it and see if that code includes your radiology or interpretation, because that you're just not going to have enough time. All these tips, including lots of screenshots, are available on my website. Be sure and check out the shared images, and be sure to check out the tab that's marked CPT Book Prep. It's all free, 100%. You can click on my pictures. It'll give you the instructions and tell you what I'm doing. And hopefully that'll help you out with your exam. And as far as adding new codes for the 2023 into your 2022 book, my one suggestion, of course, is to fix your E&M section. Some of the times have changed on some of those E&M codes, and of course we've deleted a lot of codes, but the time changes is going to be super helpful. And then also write in the new hernia codes. We've got quite a few new hernia codes. Be sure and get those done, and you can put one line through the old codes that got deleted. But I have instructions on all that in my website and on videos. I hope all this is helpful. I have those documents here too in my shop on my website that will help you turn any of your books into current year books if you want to just keep your previous year books. I hope this is helpful. I'll see you hopefully on my free lessons that I do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for 2 hours each time on YouTube and on TikTok. I stream them live. They're interactive for you guys. I'm sitting here working on questions for tonight. So I hope to see you at 6:30 tonight.